Quest episode of Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
I'm your host, Madelyn.
I'm your other host, Emma.
I don't know why I make you be the other host.
I am. I'm the other one.
Feels like an older sister thing to do.
I've been othered in this podcast.
Wow. That was a little harsh.
Oh well.
And welcome to our side quest, our bi-weekly, even though by bi-weekly we mean every other week, not twice a week.
It works both ways.
It does go, it literally is defined in both ways, which is useless.
Yep. Stop inventing, like, slang words for, like, your girlfriends and boyfriends and come up with slang words that mean once every 2 weeks.
If somebody can submit us a word for once every 2 weeks that isn't bi-weekly or fortnightly, I know it exists, but it's not 1573.
But since we're a gaming podcast now, also, when we say fortnightly, people will think that we're a Fortnite podcast.
But then we could hashtag, like, fortnightly podcast, and everyone would come and listen to it, and they'd be like, this isn't about Fortnite.
This isn't about Fortnite. Get lots of one-time traffic there. No return visitors.
They might still like it. People who like Fortnite like other things, maybe.
I'm sure everybody likes Fortnite, so hopefully they also like other things.
Anyway, welcome to our side quest. We're beta testing a new side quest thing this week, which we are excited about.
Soups excited. So,
long-time listeners might know that we were on side quest version 3.0. We had originally, side quest 1.0 was us each doing 5 rapid-fire 1-minute takes on a gaming topic. But after a few months, we ran out of things that we wanted to talk about. Probably we could launch that one now, and we would have more ideas. Maybe that'll be like a throwback sometime. But that was side quest 1.0. Then side quest 2.0 was debates. I think that was our shortest running side quest edition.
Yeah, probably.
Or each of us did debates about a subject, and Emma roasted me every single time.
Yeah, we ran out of topics that we really disagreed on in any sort of major way.
Similar in gaming temperament. Otherwise, like, I could lie, but I don't like doing that. We trust you, listeners, and you. Our
debates were sort of like, well, you're kind of right, but you're also kind of wrong.
Yeah, writing the middle essay never works well.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then our latest edition, SideQuest 3.0, has been our Save Data podcast, which is mostly just us talking about what we've been playing the past fortnight of games. But this week, we're trying a new edition, which, Emma, do you have like a title for this edition yet? Because I don't.
Talk This News at Noon.
Oh, that's right, because our podcast drops at noon. That's funny.
The Sunday Talk This News at Noon.
So we're trying to take kind of a news show approach, like a nightly news kind of thing, as a format. It's not all about news.
Yeah.
We're trying to format it that way. We're still working on a title. It's a beta test. This is, 4.0. We'll drop 4.01. We've got the day one patch ready.
I think it's just 4.1.
No, it's 4.01.
Okay.
4.0.1. Just trust me on this one. We're following in the long tradition of developers who release things before they're really ready and then patch them later. So that's what today is.
Yeah.
So the way this is going to work is we have a couple of like longer segments, and we also have some kind of short mini segments in the middle. So we're going to start out with what is still going to be called, at least for now, Save Data, which is a little bit about what we've been playing this week. Not half an hour of it, but maybe 5 minutes of it.
This week, our main feature is The Adventures
of Champ McDude.
Madelyn, take it away.
So, I like the newscaster voice. We're doing it like All Things Considered style.
Yeah.
We're trying to be NPR.
That's it.
Anyway. I finally have had the time and the mental fortitude to make it back to my playthrough of Persona 5. Which, for those of you who were listening back when we talked about me starting to play it, I named my character Champ McDude. Emma was here when I did it, which means that it was a very long time ago that I started playing this because Emma has not been here since December.
Yeah, it was Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I bought it for her for Christmas.
But my dude's name is Champ McDude, which means that I have enlisted Clickbait Boyfriend to take photos every time that the game refers to my character by name.
Yes.
I wish it was more often. I wish that they weren't calling me Joker in the castles. I wish they were like, McDude.
It's just that they wanted to make the lines flow better whenever they could, I think.
No,
so,
I get
since
that.
your code name's always Joker, they can always have voice acting that says Joker.
I understand why they did it, okay?
Yeah, I know. I wish they had just added lines every time they did that was Champ McDude, just for the one person that would name their character.
The
Champ
cutest
McDude.
thing is that some of the people have started to give me nicknames. So
Really?
they'll say, yeah, they like shorten it. They're like, dude, come on.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet that they've started to give me nicknames. You just call me dude. They don't even call me McDude anymore. They're just like, it's the dude.
Yeah. Wow. That works pretty well, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, it lightens up the game quite a bit to have people being like, wow, I guess Champ is pretty smart. Which, by the way, I think I mentioned this in our last at some point, but I'm playing Champ McDude as a witty guy. Like, he's a witty McDude.
He's a witty McDude.
Whenever I have the option of picking answers, I try to pick the witty one.
Uh-huh.
Not that I think it matters very often, but he's a wit, Champ McDude. Anyway, we're currently working our way through the first palace. I'm kind of stuck. I just beat the mini-boss, and I don't know how to move on.
Probably stairs form now, if I remember how that palace works.
Anyway, I can't find them. We're gonna have to go back another day, basically.
It should be pretty obvious where you're supposed to go after you beat them, but...
Well, maybe
I guess Champ McDude spends so much time being witty that he could stand a little more common sense.
Maybe I have to go back another day. I've really taken it to heart. Did you say this on the podcast, or you just say this when we were talking? I started to confuse our podcast lives with our real lives. But you told me that, like, when you go into the palace, whenever you get to a safe room and you think you're too tired to go on, like, go one more. Yeah. And that's really been effing with me. That messes with my head. I'm like, we don't have any SP left. Like, what do we do? And I hear Emma being like, go one more. And I'm like, we can't. We're gonna die. And she's like, go one more.
Yeah. It took me 2 days to do the first palace, and the rest of them I did in one.
Only 2 days?
Yeah.
I spent 2 days and I've only gotten to that mini boss.
I really pushed myself.
Crap. To be fair,
it's not a huge deal.
The first day I didn't understand that my SP wasn't gonna, like, regenerate.
Yeah.
So I used it a lot at the start. So I was like, it'll regenerate eventually. And it did not.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we're working our way through the palace. As I predicted, we've gotten to the point now where I'm going to have to manage Champ McDude's schedule, which my Google Calendar is full enough of my own stuff.
Yeah, the one issue I had with Persona 5 is compared to Persona 4 and 3 is that people don't have regular schedules. Like, the people you could hang out with in the previous games would always be available on the same days. But I'm pretty sure it's just random in this.
Great. That's not stressful for me at all.
I know, it's pretty stressful.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to having to start a Google Calendar for Champ McDude. Specifically, I'll be like, we have to hang out with this person in the early morning, or whatever.
Just take the advice of the little loading screen. Take your time.
No, I can't. Also, so that's the Adventures of Champ McDude. That's where we're at. I'm enjoying Persona 5, but I have to have, like, large chunks of time to play it. So it might take me a few days to get back to it again, especially now that I am no longer a winter video game hermit and spring is coming.
Mm-hmm.
But also in video game news, Josh and I finished Overcooked.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 stars on every level?
3 stars on every level.
Wow.
I'm a perfectionist. Of course we were not going to get less than 3 stars on every level. Are you kidding me? Yeah, there's like a baller boss fight at the end. It's kind of fun.
Wow, a baller boss fight.
Well, it literally is a meatball, so I guess that was a joke.
There you go.
But yeah, I highly recommend Overcooked as a local co-op game. We're all about local co-op. Make sure you already have a solid foundation in your relationship. Would not recommend playing it with someone that you've been a friend or in a romantic relationship with for less than 3 years. Because almost cost me my relationship.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of stormy weather.
Nice.
Let's move on to one of our short segments, the Weather Report, where we take some time to talk about the chances of news about a game coming out. And this week, this bye-week, we have, I would say, about a 70% chance of scattered Kingdom Hearts 3 showers coming in at E3 this June. Because this past week, people started announcing on Twitter that they had been selected to play Kingdom Hearts 3 early, which, for one thing, hello Square Enix, I'm right here. And another thing, that's gotta mean it's coming out in 2018. The weather systems, the tweet systems are moving in towards wherever
tweet
E3
storms.
Is it in San Francisco? I don't remember where E3 is. Somewhere in California. It's moving across California, across Japan, where they're working on it, and it's coming in hot and rainy.
Hot and rainy.
My weather metaphors got a little bit mixed up.
That was a little weird.
But I'm very excited about this. Although honestly, people joke, that they're gonna push it back, but honestly, I don't think Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy games have really ever had a problem with being delayed after a release date has been announced.
They just never announce
15 got pushed back less than a month, and one of the 13s got pushed back less than a month. But other than that, I don't know if I don't think the series has any history of not coming out when it was supposed to come out after they've announced the date. So it's been a long time coming, but they announced the date when they were confident that was the year that it was going to come out. And I think E3, they're going to give an actual date. And that's the weather report.
That's a bold forecast, Emma.
I know, pretty bold. Using all my video gamerologist knowledge.
Incidentally, if you have any connections to Square Enix and you can get us a preview copy, we will have Clickbait Boyfriend review it. So
Clickbait Boyfriend is not even close to being able to understand what will be happening.
Oh, I know. He has only played 1 and 2. But Square Enix, if you want to find out if someone who's only played 1 and 2 and thinks that they're kind of silly and bizarre, if you want to get that person's opinion, definitely send us a copy. We actually don't have a system he can play on, so you can send us a PS4 also. That would be great.
Yeah. And not again, because I don't know if I've said this before, but anyone who goes into a sequel expecting to be able to understand it as a standalone is just fooling themselves. Which, going into our next topic, which is called Let's Get Off Topic, because it's gonna happen anyway, so might as well make it its own segment.
Literally every podcast, we're not even talking about the game at all. Off topic.
But
so now we're making it part of the show.
This is relevant. If you like video games, you're probably interested in this. But anyone going into Infinity War knowing nothing about the other movies is just gonna, don't go see it. It's not your movie. It's not the point.
What about if you're me and you've seen, all of the first generation of movies, but nothing really since then?
I would say you at least need the context of the other Captain Americas. As far as I know, I think it follows from Ragnarok too, but I haven't seen Ragnarok yet, even though I know it's supposed to be good.
You were just you have to have seen all the other movies, and then you're like,
I don't mean you have to have seen all the other movies. You have to have sort of passing knowledge of all the other movies, and it's the MCU is such it's a television show in movie format. It's a weird combination of the two. And there's never really been anything like it before. And so I feel like you get these very two different criticisms, because reviews came out earlier this week and the movie is out now, of people not liking it because it doesn't stand on its own, and people really liking it because it's a symbol of the culmination of all of these efforts and movies and storytelling coming together. And I can see the merits of judging it like as its own film and as the culmination, because it's a weird little existence. It's a weird little movie, and we have no proper lexicon from which to judge it from, really.
But see, okay, so I have a couple comments on that. So one, astute observation that it's like a TV show, because I had never thought of that before, but that does seem pretty on point.
Mm-hmm.
But two, TV show series finales are often surprisingly accessible to non-viewers. Because they kind of have to, right? They have to continue to attract new people, and like a series finale is like a great way to do that, because it's like a big episode. So
I think that would be more for the next season, every season premiere.
That's fair, I guess. But I've
never tuned into a show just for the finale.
Well, who tunes into shows anymore anyway? But I think you would be surprised if you looked back. I'm like thinking of season finales, and it's like, yeah, of course they're better when you've seen everything, but I think they're often surprisingly accessible to new viewers as well. But anyway, to talk about the reviews for these, I feel like most of the ones that I've seen, and I sort of avoid reading them because even though I don't think I'm going to really see this movie, I still kind of avoid spoilers just on the off chance.
I read 3 and none of them spoiled anything.
Well, sure. Well, I don't know. But most of the headlines that I've seen have been like, there's too many heroes. Like, you can't have this many heroes in one movie. It doesn't work.
Yeah. But see, I don't know. Just to go on my this is Emma's superhero corner. Let's get off topic edition, by the way. But I've also been watching, and this is a TV show, so it doesn't quite match up, but I've also been watching My Hero Academia, because the 3rd season is now airing. And they have a whole crap ton of characters. They have 20 who you could be considered like big characters, and then right now they have another 20 who are big characters, plus like 16 more who are like the adult / enemy figures, all working at once. And they make it work. And yes, like, you know, but I feel like if you had a movie with that many characters in, like, take a season of it and make it into a movie, and you have that many characters, I feel like that would be fine.
Okay, couple of questions.
Because you have the background. Like, as I've said, like, Infinity War, it's sort of like a TV show. You need to have a background knowledge of these characters to care about them, which is a bit of a weird thing to do for a movie. But also, like, because it's such a weird new way to do movies.
It's a cash cow is what it is.
It's not a cash cow.
Oh, of course it is. You have to have seen every movie and spent hundreds of dollars.
You don't have to have seen every movie. You have to have seen enough so that you care about the characters that are in the movie.
I'm not saying it's not innovative. I'm just saying it's also, like, a cash cow move.
Of course. I'm sorry. I hate that argument, though. Of course they want to make money.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Of course they do. Well, you make it sound like a bad thing.
No, it's a bad thing it's a bad thing if it adversely affects the quality of the film.
Okay, but then that's the point, though. What quality are you judging it on? Because I don't think you can, like, whether you think that's a good or bad thing, I don't think you can really judge it as a standalone movie. It's not a standalone movie.
Okay, that's fair.
So you can have an opinion of whether that's okay or not okay, but it's a comic book crossover event. They do those all the time.
It's the most ambitious crossover event ever.
I love that meme. But the comic books do that all the time. They have big crossover events, and there's no way everyone who reads it is following all those different stories, but they have enough connection to the characters to care.
Okay.
And then again, we should move on to our...
Wait, I have comments. I have a couple of comments.
Okay, but one before you comment, I'm a weird existence that doesn't really care about plot very much. As long as the characters are interesting and are being put in interesting scenarios and having interesting relationships with one another, it's like, for me is like characters is like way up here on the priority list, and then like situation or setting, and then plot is like third most important for me, which I know is like not a lot of people's opinion, but that's why I feel like, and I haven't seen Infinity War yet, although I probably will this weekend because come on.
You mean you probably did see it, but you're not talking about it yet? I probably did see it
this weekend because come on. But yeah, that's why I think I feel like I will still be able to enjoy it because I care about the characters.
One, having to balance a TV show or anything with like 40 characters makes my theater producer heart like vomit. Like doing a play with that many characters, I would die.
Yeah, it works really well on My Hero. The first 2 episodes of this season were not clicking for me, but then my favorite anime director, storyboarded the 3rd episode, and it was really stellar, managing to touch on all the characters, which was really nice.
Okay, but here's what I want to say. On My Hero Academia, there are characters that are, like, less important.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
But they're, like, anime characters. They're not people that we recognize. Whereas, in Infinity War, even the characters that theoretically could be less important are still played by big-name movie stars.
Sure.
And so we have, because of that, and I think probably with these reviews, and this is me, like, I haven't seen the movie, I'm reviewing it without even having seen the movie. But what it sounds like to me from these headlines is that it's probably more to do with, like, everyone's a movie star than the number of characters.
That's true.
Because we have a hard time zeroing in on who to focus on when literally everyone is famous.
I do understand that perspective, yeah.
Which is not the fault of the movie makers. It's just that, you know.
It's like a societal.
It's like Ocean's 11 times, like, 3.
Yeah.
And it's fun in Ocean's 11 because it's like, look at all these buddies making their famous film. But it's harder when in this situation.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Who's gonna die, though?
Whoever's contract is
I
up.
simultaneously hate that discussion and also, like, really want to know.
Yeah. Ooh, look. Speaking of, so we're moving on to our traffic report. In case anyone was wondering, Fame on Insta just followed us on Instagram.
Ooh.
So looks like we're going to get a lot of clicks.
So
our traffic report is about what's up on our website, what's up on social media, what we've been posting about these past couple weeks, and what's upcoming on the docket. So first and foremost, not on our website, but on our YouTube, you should go check out our next edition of Play This. Emma, do you have any thoughts on that you want to share with the audience?
Well, the latest edition of Play This is on Fire Emblem rather than Iconoclasts, because it is. Sorry. I'm sure most people are more excited about Fire Emblem anyway.
I am.
Most listeners are like, what is Iconoclasts? Only what I've been ranting about the last 8 weeks. But yeah, I enjoyed making it. It's about the support system and how it works for both storytelling and mechanics, and how that system really is held up and makes sense and is justified and interesting. And then about the children's system that was introduced in Awakening and continued into Fates, and how it works in Awakening and how it doesn't work in Fates. And it's also just an excuse for me to put Owain everywhere because he's my favorite character.
Nailed it.
I won't, never mind. Just wait for a little stinger at the end of the episode.
All right. Other traffic reports. So in the past 2 weeks, we had a lot of blog content that falls at like 2.5 weeks ago. Oops. But there is a Buzz This, which Overwatch character are you, part 2. Believe it or not, I mean, I'm going to spoil my results here. I did not get the character I was hoping for, but Emma completed the sibling
But I
pair.
did.
It was like a glorious moment for me when she posted it on the Facebook.
Truly glorious.
Speaking of, follow all of our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter stuff. We've been posting stuff there. And upcoming on the docket the next 2 weeks, there should be another Clickbait Boyfriend in the next week or so. I'm hoping to start my Devil May Cry Watch This sometime very, very soon. And Emma, is there another Persona Watch This coming?
Yep, it'll be this Saturday. Probably a little bit later because I am working this Saturday. But it will be up this Saturday.
So
on episodes 3 and 4 of Persona 5, the animation.
There's going to be a traffic jam of new content on the blog. So get in there first. All right, which brings us to our last segment, which is our question of the bye-week. Or the fortnight, yep. I guess. And this week, our question gets to the real heart of video games and identity. So, Emma, I'll ask you first. Are you a Mario or are you a Luigi?
Okay, you can't. I have the Luigi hat, so
it doesn't have to coincide with your hat.
Oh. Well, I'm obviously a Luigi. Mario's a big jerk sociopath, so who wants to be a Mario?
Luigi's dumb.
Have you, I don't love all of the game theory videos, but have you seen the game theory video on, like, that Mario is, like, an abuser?
What?
It's just a theory. A game theory.
I have not seen this.
There's just some instances of him being very cruel to his brother, as well as there's I can't remember what game it's from, but he rides Yoshi in like a platformer, and you can see him like hitting him to make him go faster.
Oh no!
The animation, and Yoshi's eyes will like bug out and his tongue will stick out when he does it. So who wants to be Mario, honestly?
I was gonna say I was Mario, but I guess I can't anymore.
Oh no!
It's me! That's my sad Mario.
Mario!
I don't identify.
That's my evil Mario.
I guess I have to be a Luigi now. Like, I don't identify as an abuser, so I guess I'm like dumb Palooka Luigi.
Be proud to be dumb Palooka Luigi.
I'm not.
Really, though, I think that I am Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I easily slip into different roles.
I think I'm Toad, because I'm small and weird.
And want to make everyone buy things from you?
Yes, actually. If any of our listeners are looking
Very business-driven.
If any of our listeners are looking for a tutor, a theatrical producer, a general manager... a script reader, you know, put it in the comments. Mm-hmm. Put it in our comment form, because here I am. I'm literally, my microphone is resting on an SAT subject test book right now. So, that's my life right now, ladies and gentlemen.
What a great life.
Mario's tutoring service. It's a bee! Get it?
You're fired. A B. Wow.
No,
subpar service.
Not a B grade. Like the answer choice is B.
Oh. I thought you were like, you got a B. I'm a great tutor.
No.
And the mom is like, B's are not acceptable in this house.
I don't tutor anyone for grades. We just do standardized tests.
Oh.
Anyway.
A 3 is not acceptable in this house.
Yeah. We'll see. Those APs are coming up, and hope none of them been listening to this podcast, because, yeah.
I'm not saying you're a bad tutor.
Wow.
I thought you were saying that B was good.
Not saying it, but
you poor naive fool.
Look,
just kidding. B's are fine.
This is why I'm a Mario and not a Luigi.
B's are good. High school students listening.
Yeah.
Don't stress yourself out. B's will not ruin your life.
B's get degrees.
They are great. B's get degrees. There you go. C's get degrees.
D's get degrees.
D's can sometimes get degrees.
In college, D's get degrees. Anyway, I'm a Mario because I like to shoot for that S rank and that perfect 3 stars on every single level of Overcooked.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, now that I've admitted that I'm an abuser, I guess, it's fine.
It's just a theory.
Well, yeah, okay.
A game theory.
Yeah, right. It's fine. At least no one has been done detailed analysis on the size of my ding-dong.
There you go.
So, I have a little bit of dignity.
I forgot. Instead, they've just seen your ding-dong.
Yep.
They just know how big it is.
We didn't need to do think pieces on it, though. So, at least I have that. Anyway.
Oh, man.
I literally just got a Facebook message from Clickbait's boyfriend. He's listening. He says, "What?"
We're very normal here. We talk about normal topics. Like how you can follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Talk This Podcast.
And on YouTube at Talk This Sisters. You should definitely subscribe. It's a great video.
And I think, as we mentioned during our traffic report, our website is talkthispodcast.com. You know all the content that we got on there and all the content that we got coming, so you best check it out. Mate.
Aye, aye. Next week, we'll have another full episode of the podcast. I really wanted this to be the week where I remembered what we were talking about, but I don't.
I honestly cannot remember what the old game is.
What's the new game?
Yakuza is the new game.
The old game is something great.
Go back and listen to our previous episode.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to our previous
Devil
episode.
May Cry. And you can find out what it is.
What were we? We were asking people to write that our
Silent Hill. Silent Hill.
I don't think anyone has yet published a review of our podcast that says it's stylish. So
yeah,
if you're looking to get that on the air shout out, that's still out there.
All you have to do is leave literally just the one word.
Stylish.
You don't have to write any sort of thoughtful review. Just go to Apple Podcasts and just write stylish.
I'm trying to verify
4
that
stars.
no one has written this. I'm sure they haven't. But if someone has and we're saying, like, we haven't, give us another review that says unstylish.
But yes, next week we'll be doing Silent Hill and Yakuza 0/6. And yeah, looking forward to that very much.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in for this beta test of our new side quest edition. Let us know if you like it. Let us know if you have any adjustments to make. And let us know if you have a name for it. I'm thinking Stylish Gamer Girls.
Nope.
Just kidding. Let us know. And in the meantime, have a stylish, hot rain-filled week.